Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham, Recha Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. And today we're going to go into the book of Joshua, the first chapter, as we now go back further to the time or the era of the conquest and the judges, the period of the judges. And so at this point, right, as we just finished First Chronicles, jumping back a bit more into time, we're now placed at the time of Joshua, where Moses is now dead, okay, and you have Israel, which is on the east side here of the Jordan, probably somewhere close to Shittim here, and having already defeated a few Amorite kings on this side here, we are now at the precipice before Israel ends up taking over on the west side of Jordan, that land of Canaan, to be led by Joshua. Cool. So this is the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord Yahweh, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying, now Joshua, having been the, you could say, successor or assistant to Moses, was an Ephraimite, okay, with the same name as Yahushai, which is Joshua in Hebrew, but the same name as the Messiah who would later on come down, through the line of David, which the name here, let me go into it, I believe Joshua's original name was Hawashai, and then it got changed to Yahushai, which is where you get the Joshua from. Now in the blue letter, they have it here as Yahawashawai, but this if they're using it correctly, I believe this dash on the bottom joins either the dash on the bottom or the dot in the center, but this should be Yahawashai, not Shawai. So in any case, as you see here, it says Yahweh is salvation, which really is he saves, or he delivers, because that's what Hawashai is, to deliver. And it says here, son of Nun, of the tribe of Ephraim, and successor to Moses as the leader of the children of Israel, led the conquest of Canaan. So that's where we are here in the book of Joshua. So the Lord speaks to Joshua and tells him, now at this point, I believe Aaron is also dead at this point. So like the old generation is kind of phased out, and the Lord saves Joshua to, along with Caleb, to lead the newer generation into that land. So the Lord said unto him, verse 2, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses. So anywhere you can place your feet, and once you cross this, is all yours. From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates. So that's, well, here it won't show it, but when you go all the way up to the border of the Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and onto the great sea, toward the going down of the sun, which would be toward the west. And that great sea is talking about the Mediterranean. So the east border was the Euphrates, the west border was the Mediterranean Sea. Shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. So nobody's going to be able to, the Lord speaking to Joshua, that is, nobody will be able to resist you, right, or get in your way, or basically, prevail against you. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee. Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land. So you're going to be the one to lead them and to divide this whole land as an inheritance for them, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. So everything Moses said for you to do, go ahead and do it. Follow it. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left. And when that saying is to say exactly what it says, right? Don't stray away from that that instruction, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy ways prosperous. So as long as you follow the commandments, the statutes, the ordinances written in this book, you're going to be good. I'm going to make sure you prosper. And then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for the Lord Yahweh thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest. I mean, those are the most encouraging words you could expect to hear, right? The Lord is like, look, I'm telling you myself that I'm with you. So don't fear anything, because everywhere you go, no matter what you do, I'm gonna hold your hand through it. Then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host and command the people. So go throughout the camps of Israel and command them all, saying, prepare you victuals, so make provisions, for within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land, which the Lord Yahweh your God giveth you to possess it. So everybody basically get ready and prepare yourself, because in about 3 days we're going to cross the Jordan and go and take the land. So this was the beginning of the campaign into the land of Canaan. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half tribe of Manasseh spake Joshua, saying, now they were those who, let me pull up the other map of Israel. They were those whose inheritance or whose portion was on the east side of Jordan. Okay. So they basically had already gained, like claimed their land, you could say, right, and taken it over. So Joshua speaks to him and says, verse 13, remember the word which Moses, the servant of the Lord, commanded you, saying, the Lord your God hath given you rest, and hath given you this land. Your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan. So your family, your relatives, obviously, they're not fit for war. So they'll stay behind here. But ye, you able-bodied men, you men of war, ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them. So you got your land first, right? You're gonna leave, the men of war amongst you are gonna come along with the rest of us to go into the land of Canaan and to help your brethren conquer and claim their lands. And once their lands have been divided to them as an inheritance, then you return back to yours. It says here, and help them until the Lord Yahweh have given your brethren rest, as he hath given you. Because remember, they had to go and take the land. They had to destroy the enemies before them, drive out the Amorites and the Canaanites off the land, and make it theirs. And so it says, until the Lord have given your brethren rest, and he hath given, as he hath given you, and they also have possessed the land which the Lord Yahweh your God giveth them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession and enjoy it, which Moses the Lord's servant gave you on this side Jordan toward the sunrise, i.e. the east. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us we will do. and whithersoever thou sendest us, we will go. According as we hearken unto Moses in all things, so will we hearken unto thee. Only the Lord Yahweh thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses. And when when they say that only the Lord, it's like modern English saying, may the Lord, be with you as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that doth rebel against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words, in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage. So they agreed. The Lord exhorted Joshua, and so did the people in showing their obedience to him. And that brings us to the end of the book of Joshua, the first chapter. Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Racha Kodesh. And until next time, Shalom.